Hello and welcome. This is Ayana Leahy, and I am so very happy that you're here with me today. In this week's episode of Be One, Be You, we are diving into the theme, Why You Must Stand in Your Light. There are frequencies, vibrations, moving energies that come from thoughts. They come from actions. They come from undealt with emotions. They come with joyous, expressed, realized feelings. The frequencies, the vibrations, and the actions that we each choose each moment either are working in harmony with the higher evolutionary collective that is available and happening whether we're consciously a part of it or not is happening. When you fall out of your light, meaning the source that is within sight of you, what happens is that you make up your own way. You create your own directional compass that can actually sidetrack you from arriving at your goal. You could be working really hard to glue together your thoughts and your feelings each day to accomplish what you need. You could be holding back and living in self-doubt, the fear of being who you are, wondering if who you are can really show up and succeed. You're going to wonder because there are underlying currents of these thoughts, feelings, and actions that are real. They happen in our collective culture. They're very real. And we believe whatever we slide into in the moment out of fear. And all of us have that fear. And that fear can stop us or it can push us through our own self-made perceptions and barriers. I'd like to introduce you to the light if you haven't yet met it. It first came to me when I was 4 years old, a long time ago. I used to look up to the lamp on the ceiling that you would turn on with a switch, and I would sit on the floor, look up to the light, and talk to it. I was certain that this light was God. I was certain that this light knew way more than I did, and I just knew that this light could guide me somehow, and I would sit and pray in my heart to that light. And that determination in me to know was so strong that believing that that lamp on my ceiling was light eventually brought me to the real light, the light, because that light is in everything. It's in everyone. And most definitely in my little 4-year-old's heart that I did not know how to access, and it seemed like no one else saw it. So I didn't know that it was real, but I had a sense that it was the only thing real in my life. But how do you tell that to someone else when no one else can see it or feel it? I'm sure that many of you understand what I'm talking about. It's when you watch the stars at night, where you see a sunset, and you see love pouring out of a child's eyes or someone's eyes that really love you, and you feel and see that light. Have you ever been around someone or seen someone for a moment and they just ignite you somehow? You don't even know what's going on, but there is an ignition. that happens. And that is the space that I hold for all of you. That space that is an expansion around you and in you to help move you into the light that you are. You see, we choose the dark not even knowing it. We slip out of the light. We don't know. We don't even know where the light is. We don't even know why it's important. But when we look at our existing collective culture, we see so much light and so many people doing really wonderful, awesome projects and have great ideas, but we're also mending the fallout and the garbage that's been created on all levels because of not knowing where the light is. A person can be really devout. They can be super dogmatic about their belief system. A person can be super religious. A person can think that they're really spiritual, and you know they haven't even come through the dark in themselves yet. They don't know what that is. So, okay, what is it? How can you stand in it if you don't know where to find it? I'd like you to close your eyes and then let your attention be like a pair of binoculars. And you're going to zoom in with your binoculars to look down into your upper chest, into your heart center, and look for a flame of light. You might also look through a very brilliant, clear crystal into the light that is inside of it. And practice holding your gaze into the light. And allow your mind to relax into this light. How you do it is you let your mind sink down from the head up in your brain into connecting into the heart center, which is a constant, steady flame of light that is either blocked over and concealed to you, or you excavate, you dig into its presence. As you find that light, I'd like to invite you to move your whole mind into your heart. And you can practice this each and every day so that your mind is merging into this beautiful wellspring, this deep spring, where there is abundance of light. It never really goes out. I've never met anyone, no matter how intense their life is, how intense you ever feel a crisis is, know that the light hasn't gone out. It might just be like a little flame on a gas stove where it's really tiny. And you know what? The more attention you place on it, in that light, in your heart, each hour that you do that during the day, that light gets stronger because it is a flame. It's not made up. It's for real. That's the first exercise I give to you. The second exercise I call Turn to the Light. Some of you might have heard this. I don't know about you, but I do need reminders. I've trained my planner in myself, the one who likes to know what's next, to remind me of this exercise practice. So you sit comfortably and you focus into your heart, and then you focus from your heart. You send a ray of energy up into your third eye. We're going to connect your heart and your third eye. Third eye is about an inch up from your eyebrow line in the center above the bridge of your nose, about an inch and a half inside your forehead. But you can't try to ignite it. You just have to actually do nothing and just acknowledge that there is a cave with a flame of light in there. And it will be activated through your open heart and your desire for it to be open. I want to invite you to begin to slowly turn to the right, not physically, but in your mind heart, and keep turning slowly inwardly until you see a blazing flame of light. And as you face the light, allow it to penetrate all of your cells in your body and allow it to ignite the deeper light that is inside of you. Whatever you place your attention on grows. It's really a scientific, esoteric fact. Because if you place your mind on negativity or on the same thought, it keeps building and growing. As you face the light, I'd like you to stand looking at this light and then step into it so that you are standing in the light. You are standing in the source within you, and allow this light to move down from your heart, mind, down into your lower belly, into the root, the space between your pubic bone and your tailbone, and allow yourself to root all the way into the earth. And there you're going to keep moving into the core of the earth, into flames of pure white fire in the earth. In the core of the earth exists a central flame of fire. White flame is the hottest part of a flame. And allow this flame to move up through your feet, through your calves, your knees, your thighs, up into your root center, the space between your pubic bone and tailbone. You know, your tailbone and your pubic bone are really important centers that most of us forget about. They are the literal root of your being, and if they are shut, if that center point, that what I call your PowerPoint center, if your first PowerPoint center is shut or semi-closed, you're going to experience a difficult time functioning each day, getting your tasks done without stressing out or drinking too much coffee or turning to sugar, or finding yourself complaining or blaming or feeling off. When you connect into the light in your root center, it gives you stability. There's a lot to clear there for all of us. And in all of the Spirit Gateways Deepenings courses, Spirit Gateways Deepenings mini courses, and the Spirit Gateways Passport, and the Spirit Gateways Masterclass, you are guided through the entire experience of being rooted and standing in the source of the light that you are. The Spirit Gateways work is a direct connection. You are given the ways, the tools to have a direct connection to yourself. So what happens when you don't have it? Well, you have to empower something or someone to navigate, guide you. And what happens is that it is a self who has in its own agenda of wanting to complain, wanting to take a lot of control, wanting to shut others out, wanting to deny or ignore your powers, your potential. It can be daunting to have given your power in your life over to your egoic self. Your egoic self always wants things its way. It's like the tantruming child, but it can be very sophisticated, very elegant. Oh, it can look really spiritual also. And may not really know a whole lot about how things really work here, but it can be filled with a lot of concepts. And if you're into learning about spirituality through concepts, you can find it out there because there's a lot of ego concept talk. But I'd like to invite you to stand in your light and keep going to the light within you, and you'll be able to discern what in your life is meant to be followed, what in your life can support you to go beyond the ways that you restrict yourself and keep cycling and circling around the same patterns, so that you can find that inner sense of confidence and well-being that really exists inside of you, because it's your natural state. When you don't stand in the light that you are exasperating, you are creating an excitement for what's not real. There's a fascination with being lost, There's a fascination with holding on to trying to figure things out or going from one experience to the next. And we live in an age where experiences are a dime a dozen. You can have them every day. You get to a point in your life where you don't want just experiences, you want the real deal. And you want to be able to grok into it and know yourself. And that's what the Spirit Gateway's work is all about. All of the B1, BU podcasts are all about how to tap into you. Because when you tap in, when you touch in, when you land, when you embrace and embody you know it. I knew when I wasn't there. I knew. That night I remember many decades ago crying myself to sleep because I had done a lot of inner work and was trained in like over 20 modalities of healing. And I knew I wasn't there, and I really asked through my tears. And I was guided, I was talked to, I was lifted up, I was supported. And we all have that capacity to listen and really show up. We all have the capacity to be full and filled in the light that we are. And that is the gift of being human, because we can grow into that. We can grow through the ways that we've created and that were handed to us, dumped on us, and expected to follow and to ignite the self inside of you. Takes a minute through the light. The you that's inside of you that knows there's more and wants out of the box that has been created by your agreement to believing what you believe about yourself. So I'd like you to rip the Band-Aid off and be willing to sit in this light and allow yourself to open and change and just go with that connection with the light that you are. And face what comes up. Be with what is. Write it down and honor you. Love yourself like the light loves you. Holding you in deep honor. Thank you so much for joining with me. Please feel free to head on over to my website, Iana Lahi, IANALAHI.com. And if you haven't already, subscribe for the 52-week free video series that's delivered into your inbox every Saturday morning. And you're in for a really wonderful surprise with movement and meditation and a wisdom teaching. Until next time, holding you in deep love, this is Iana Lahi.